Hey, I've been having some problems with mice. I don't know if you saw one of them, but so what I've been doing with them is I've been catching them temporarily and then letting them off at Lake Weddington here locally. This is what I put them in until I could get them to Lake Weddington. Just drilled some holes on the top and on the side. It didn't start out like this. I mean, I upgraded a little bit, you know. I mean, I threw some of my kids' toys in there and some tubes from this thing. The bedding is kind of a good choice because it's probably pretty cold for them on a regular day, you know, on this plastic base. But so and it's cheap. I mean, you can put other stuff in there to keep them warm, but it's just, I don't know, it's more expensive. So, you know, it's probably best if you keep the bedding and the food separate. I don't know much about pets at all, but I just felt sorry for these guys and didn't want to, like, even though, well, we've had quite some deep disagreements in the past when they're getting on my nerves and getting into things. But I do not like them roaming around the house. So the solution is to keep them here until I can let them off at Lake Weddington. Because if I let them out in the alley, they're just going to be like back in the house like real soon. I mean, they're like very clever. And anyway, so I don't know where I was going with all that. But yeah, right now it's like freezing cold outside, so I can't let them off at Lake Weddington. So I got to thinking that this is like really small, and so I wanted to get them a bigger space. And I don't know if you'll ever see the original picture of this when it was all set up and everything, but it looked pretty nice. But there was only one problem. Not only is it flimsy and poorly made, I mean, the doors don't shut, but this doesn't even shut half the time. But I wanted to put one in here back when it was much warmer weather until I could get it to Lake Weddington. I let him in here, and he scooted right in, and he went straight out the back end. I have no idea how that happened. There's actually a YouTube video on that shows him going straight out the back end. It's not real great because I didn't think that he would escape like that. So I didn't have like multiple cameras, but I'm telling you, he squeezed right through this. So this is actually a hamster cage, not a mouse cage. So if you have mice, don't put them in a hamster cage. It won't work. Healthy mice will get right through. And that's why this thing probably doesn't work either. This is a lot more sturdier metal. But I don't know, this thing almost very seldom catches healthy wild mice. Almost never. It probably catches squirrel. It might catch a squirrel, but not and maybe a rat, but not healthy mice. I've had some other experiences with mice that I don't want to get into. They weren't very happy experiences. But yeah, if you want to take care of your mice, then this is probably the best thing right here. This right here. They haven't been working lately because the mice have outsmarted them. But basically, you put the food in the back here, and they go in, and then what happens is the door kind of shuts, or usually shuts, and then this tilts like this. And they go, and they kind of like get stuck in there, or they get happy in there. They like to hide in there because it's a nice, safe place for them. But I think the mice have figured out that if I catch them, that they're going in here. And I try to be, I tried to be halfway nice to them. I mean, I did try to feed them. I did try to clean their cage on a reasonable time. And by the way, they do really seem to like t-shirts. So if you got some really old t-shirts or rags, you know, that'll work. Of course, you probably already know all that. Getting them out of the t-shirt can be quite a challenge, but one way to get them to go in here safely or easily without them jumping out and running all around your house again is just put a t-shirt in there, because when you put them out, when you draw them out of this little thing, then they oftentimes go straight for the t-shirt. But so anyways, the idea is to take parts from this, to salvage them from this mouse house, and then put them into this bigger house. And so ideally someday I would maybe connect these two, and I would have like some KT business going on. But I'm not actually in the business of keeping pets. I'm just trying to keep them so they don't freeze, because if I let them out right now, they'll die. It's that cold right now. It's like freezing cold where I live right now. So, it's ridiculously cold. Very cold. So anyway, it's not that warm in here either, where I'm living, in the place where I'm living either, but it's warm enough for mice to survive at least. So, some of the things that I'd like to salvage, there was a little house over there that I'd like to salvage maybe, but in particular, this little spinny wheel. It's going to be very tricky to mount on the side here. I'm afraid I'm going to damage this big Sterilite container, but I'm going to try it anyway. Because one of the things I didn't like about this is, although it seems big to me, it is like really small for a mouse. I mean, I can't imagine being cooped up in that little tiny space all the time. But I don't want them roaming around the house either. So, and it really bugs, it can be really nerve-wracking when you're just going about your merry business, and then all of a sudden a mouse just darts out of nowhere and runs across. I mean, sometimes it's no big deal. You're just like, oh, well, hi. Other times it can, depending upon what they're getting into, it can really, I guess some of you younger audience members may have had like your pet gerbil get loose before and run around the house, and that's probably pretty entertaining. But these are not pet gerbils. These are like wild mice. So anyway, so the first thing we need to do is we need to drill holes, and because this is YouTube, and if you're a kid, you don't want to do this. You need to you need to get your dad or mom to do it. But because this is YouTube, we have to use goggles. YouTube will likely ding me if I don't use some sort of eye protection. Alright, so I'm back. I hope I got the camera angle right. So we're just going to start drilling holes. Here we go. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward thing. You got to be careful though, because if you mess up the plastic, then you can compromise the integrity of the entire thing. So try to make the hole straight. We want air holes so they can breathe. There we go. I think you get the idea. I don't know if there's any science to this. You just need to kind of use some common sense. I guess I'll use like a different pattern there to make it look kind of pretty, whatever. Okay, well that's enough of that. I'll come in, and then so when I get done with the top, I'll go down the sides, because I definitely want them to be safe. Although I need to be careful about going down this one side, because the really tricky part, where is that thing? I don't know. The really tricky part is I want to mount this and the water bottle. I want to try to mount both this and the water bottle on this other side. I don't know if that's going to happen, but this is going to be very difficult, because the way it goes on is it slides in through the bars, and then you twist this. So I'm going to have to make a slit on this side here for this to fit through. Because otherwise, if I try to mount it any other way, like if I were to like try to just drill a hole and push this through the hole and this onto it, the wheel's not going to spin. Okay, I'm gonna have to put it in through by this anchor here. I don't really know a better way to make this anchor smaller to go through, but it would be better if the anchor was smaller. I don't know how well this is gonna hold up, but I'm just gonna try, because this is still not enough space for them, and they're gonna need something to keep themselves entertained. I don't know how long as I said, I don't know whether it'll last or not, but they just need exercise, you know. when I'm in bed and I'm not around and they feel safe to come out, they need something to do. And I don't want them to get habitated to me. Can you even see me? I don't want them to like get used to me or anything, but I don't want them to get used to me or anything, but still, I don't want them messing up the house. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes on the side. Let's see. Like I did on the other one, it doesn't have to be a good pattern. It can be random stuff. Let's take this lid off so that it drills better. Again, you got to be careful because if you don't drill in a good angle, you can really mess up. You can mess up the plastic. There, that one went. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is what happens when you're not too terribly careful. Even if you are careful, it can happen, but there's like a little crack there. And so we don't want that because over time, the mice might be able to exploit that. And so this right here might be good. I don't know if this would be a good area for me to try to mount the wheel there or not, but I might want to put something there to help protect that eventually. Okay, so I've drilled the main holes. So the next thing is we want to get this water bottle mount and the wheel in there. I don't know what to do with the wheel. It's gonna be very tricky. Why use a water bottle? Well, I was using this for their water. I'm pouring water in here and something like this is a peanut jar lid. But a lot of times they would kick it around and they would kick it around, just make a mess. So I guess unless they needed to bathe, it's not that great idea. Maybe I should like use a bowl or something. The other thing is if you use a water bottle, you can kind of track how much they're drinking and make sure that they're at least kind of sort of staying hydrated if you're concerned about them for whatever reason. Again, these are wild mice, they're not pets. If I wanted a pet, I'd go down to the pet store and get one, but anyway, we don't want to get into that. I don't want the mice to just have an unfortunate end. So here we go. And you know, over a while you kind of start to get attached to them to some extent, but I just hope that they don't stay too attached to me. The last three I think I left off at Weddington did not act attached to me at all. So they split. I tried making them like a little house out of grass and leaves and stuff and digging them a little hole and something to get them started and put some food in it, and they just split. So how am I going to do this? I need to get the right size. This bit does not look like it's the right size, but in order to avoid splitting the plastic, I'm gonna try to go small and then go bigger, I guess, because I don't want to mess this container up. Okay, I paid money for the container. It's not that expensive, but I just don't want to mess it up. I think some people like use fish tanks, but getting this mounted on a fish tank could be a bit of a I don't know, trick. So I don't know. We're gonna stick this thing. Well, I don't know, but let's make some guidelines so I know about how far I need to make this thing. Well, let's take this off real quick. Get this wheel out of the way. Okay, here we go again. I'm gonna try to get. I thought that head mount would be helpful, but I don't know. Okay, so here's a box cutter. I don't need the goggles right now because I'm not using the drill, but why don't we just see if I can't do something with this box cutter now that I've got some starter holes going. This would probably be better if I had used the head mount, but where's there? There's the holes. Okay. Yeah, that cuts through that real good. It's breaking the links between the holes. I might have been better off just using this instead of the drill to begin with. I got in a hurry and tried to force this through here a little too early. I was trying to test it to see how well I was doing, and I got this crack right along here. I'm not sure how I'm going to address that moving forward. Fortunately, the wheel will cover it up to some extent, but I don't know. The wheel will cover it up to some extent, but I'm afraid it might impact the structural integrity of the plastic over time. So you need to be careful. Don't try to go too fast. Okay, I made some mistakes. This went flying off of the box cutter, making a weird jingling noise. I wish you would have heard that. That would have been kind of cool, but I didn't want to record that. So what I'm going to do now is it fits. I made, you can see that error there and the error here, both of which are not good. I'm just going to slide this in through here. There it goes. Now, once it slides through, you twist turn it, and hopefully it will hold. Hopefully there is enough, the thickness isn't too high. Well, I can't really tell. Okay, here we go. We want that to go through. And now I'm getting a lot of resistance. I'm gonna have to take the camera off probably to get this through here, but basically you turn this once you get it through. So that could be difficult. Wait, I think it's going. It's partly going. Okay, I got it on there and it's nice and tight. I don't want to turn it too much more, because if I keep using it, then it's going to wear down eventually, okay? Although I would like something to cover up that little structural problem right there. I wish there was something. I don't know if lining this up with that would help. It might make things worse. I did not get my bachelor's of science in electrical engineering, so I'm not an engineer. I'm a computer programmer. Although I did do well in the math classes. So now I'm going to take this and just slide it right through. Just push this right through there. Put my knee here so this doesn't come crashing through. There we go. All right. Now, we have got a wheel. Hopefully it will hold the mice. I don't know how much the mice weigh, but hopefully it won't come crashing down on them when they go use it. So, I'm afraid to test that. I don't know what else I can put there to strengthen that so that it doesn't. Duct tape? Should I put duct tape there? Super glue, duct tape? I don't know. So the next thing we need to do is we need to take care of this water bottle. And the water bottle is convenient because we don't want them making a mess. So it's the same trick. We're just going to trace this out again. So here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see me do this. Right there. Oh, this is going to be harder to trace for sure. Where do we want the water bottle? Why don't we go put the water bottle on for a minute? Let's mount the water bottle. This isn't the most wonderful mount, I don't think. So we need a hole about. We'll figure out the hole for the nipple later. That's the little of our concerns. And if we get it too high, we can just kind of create a little stepping stone for them. Okay. That's probably going to be way too big. I think that's going to be way too big, but it's at least a guide for us. Okay. So it's back to the box cutter. Oh. Remember, don't forget to use your goggles, by the way. So I'm using a box cutter now. I don't need goggles. Just gonna try to cut this mess up. There we go. It's getting stuck. You get the idea. Okay, this one didn't work out so well for me. The alignment there between the slit I made and the actual anchor is way too close. So it's probably another opportunity for more duct tape. But I got it on there. There's a crack there. I don't know if I mentioned that. So it's going to mount in here like this. I'm going to need to drill a hole down here and then slide that on through. So, and then there should be another little mini hole up here so I can loop this through if necessary. Although this part on the top is probably not absolutely necessary, but it is helpful. So I'm going to drill a hole down here and one on top, and then I'll pretty much be done. What is this auto exposure thing on this camera doing? It's still recording, I guess. Whatever. Alright, so there I go. Just a hole down here, a little mini hole up here, mount it in there. Okay, so there's no water in there, but I got it on there, and there's the wheel. So both of those are mounted. There are plenty of air holes. The next thing is put the bedding in, so and transfer the toys or whatever. This wheel, I mounted it too low to the bottom. So the bedding's going to interfere, and the wheel's too low and the water bottle's a little bit too high, but I can fix the water bottle problem. So this bedding has actually never been used. It was put in here originally for some other mice that I never caught. So I'm just going to move it over here. These are wild mice. I'm sure they can adapt. They've been living in pretty grungy conditions already. These nuts are probably still okay to eat as well. In fact, I might eat them, but if I hadn't put them in a mouthful. So I'm just going to throw this all over in here. And if I catch more than one of them at a time, I'll put one in here and one in the other until I identify the gender. Of course, by now they've probably already gotten married, and not the ones that I just went to Lake Weddington. They've probably already gotten married and had babies anyway, so I'm probably up the creek. I think you're supposed to put more bedding than this in here, to be honest. So we've got a bit of a problem with that. Yeah, that water bottle actually is a little low. I need to raise that up. So everything's a little low, but they've got some bedding at least. And they've got more room. I wished I had put things up a little higher. That's really disappointing. So then we just take the stuff and throw it in there. There we go. A couple of toys. This is, by the way, this is way easier to clean than that cage. That mouse house that I showed you earlier. This thing that I'm salvaging from. This is like really a pain to clean, to maintain everything. So, whoa, we're way better off with just a regular plastic container. All right, so. And put the food bowl in there. So they got some tubes to play. I can make this tube longer now. Isn't that cool? So like, I'll take some of these tubes out of this over here. Oh, let's get some more tubes out of here. All right, so I got some more tubes off of the thing. Just make that tube a little bit bigger. we go. I don't think they'd ever do that. That won't work, but need to like have like a mount or something. I don't know how to do all that right now, so this will probably tip over if they let's see. Just I don't know how to anchor that. Here's some blocks. I guess I could put like that. Maybe, I don't know. That's probably asking a bit much. The idea is, well, I don't know about that. Let's just put this right here. At least they got more space now. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Oh, what I could do is I could put, no, I don't want to hold that right now. But if I was going to link them, right, a ladder. We don't need these ladders and these platforms because I don't know how to use them. Here's another tube. I'm gonna throw that in there. Let's see, let's get this tube off of here. Well, it's being a pain. The mouse house is being a pain. I'm trying to get something from the other house. Here we go, go. Alright, got it. Okay. So we're gonna stick this in there. I'm gonna screw this on. So I guess the advantage here is you can use any little mouse house. Like I got some little kitty houses that can be put in here. Screw that on there. I am not going to run this into the side. There's no point in it really. It's just gonna sit here. I could probably just shave this end off and be better off. So we're gonna put the table there. They got a table and a house. Yeah, right. And bury the table. Yeah, okay, whatever. If I ever catch them again. And I don't have to have that like water bath thing in there anymore. So I guess that's about it. I don't think I'm gonna catch them anytime soon. But once you get them in here, oh, well, they may actually still want a t-shirt because they're not gonna have enough, I don't have enough bedding in there for them to actually burrow down. Oh, that doesn't look good. So we're gonna give them a t-shirt just in case. So that way they can hide in the t-shirt and the house. Hide in both the t-shirt and the house. They probably need some bedding in the house, to be honest. I don't know if they need so many blocks. Do you really need these blocks anymore? Just put one there, I guess. I don't know. They're pretty good at navigating around. They don't need both of them. It's too much, not enough space. And they got a little place to hide. There we go. And they're gonna have a roof. So that way they can't hop out on me. If I ever catch them again. And I will keep them in this until they, until I can dump them off in Lake Weddington. I think he's afraid of something. That's probably why he got in here in the first place, because he's afraid. Somebody scared him, so he ran into the mouse trap. There we go. Ah. Okay. Well, anyways, I need to get that mouse trap out of there at some point. Yeah, hi. Yeah, I know, we're not supposed to be habitating, but, I mean, I'm not supposed to be like, oh, he's scared. Go into the t-shirt. I'm gonna let him, oh, that, whoa, did you see that? Did you see that? That was, like, amazing. That's why you gotta be careful with these guys. They're, like, super fast. Yeah, there he goes. I'm not gonna hurt you. I got you some food. But you can't be roaming around this house destroying everything. There he goes. He's gonna go on the ball. Oh, he's going in the tube. There he goes. In the tube. Okay, I guess I better let him go. He's nervous probably. A lot of the others take off a lot faster. You've got plenty of places to hide. Now would be a good time for me to get that mouse trap out of there. Just pull this thing out. Ugly thing out of here. There he goes. There he is, hiding right there in the tube. Maybe I'll play Heart for him at some point. Alright, well, anyway, I did play for one of them, but I got a really bad... There were some not so great things in the background. I had shorts on it. It looked kind of tacky, so I never posted it. Yeah. Alright, well, get some rest, dude. I'm gonna leave you alone.